Good morning, guys. It's been a little while since I've done anything for the Jeep, but I do have my fender liners for the front, and I want to get them installed today. I'll do a little bit of the installation, but mainly I just want to show it to you. I opened the box a couple weeks ago, but hadn't really looked at the fenders very well. Nuts and bolts. Let me put this camera on a tripod and I'll unpackage this thing for you. Raise this sucker up a little bit. Sorry about the traffic noise, because there will be some, because I live on a street that we like to drive a little quick down. Okay, where's my knife? Let me get my knife. I'll be right back. Okay, got my knife. Okay. Yep, they riveted it on. Nuts. I'm going to leave this white. I could take out the insert and paint it whatever color I please, but I think I'm going to just leave it white. I'm feeling kind of lazy today. I might change it sometime in the future, but right now it's going to be white. Box out of the way. Pretty well packed. I know that's for the passenger side. I think this is for the driver's side. Well, we'll find out. Let me read the directions and I will come back to you. Okay. Well, I think it is starting to sprinkle. So, being as how I don't want my camera to get wet, I may put this off till tomorrow or Wednesday, because I'm playing golf tomorrow. So I got the front right put together. I need to put the front left together. And I thought I read somewhere in the instructions where it's easier to take the fender off to get this on. So I'm going to attempt to do the driver's side. And if I got to take my fender off, I'll wait till Wednesday, because I don't really feel like messing with it. If it's going to sprinkle today, no. But I'll get those two sections put together. I'm not real impressed with the directions from Hooke Off-Road or Hooke Road. I may think otherwise once I get farther along down the line of the process, put these in. But right now I've got a 4mm Allen, and it takes a 13mm wrench or socket to put some of the other parts on. So let me get back around here. This particular side one is for the passenger side. And this one is for the driver's side. I'm going to turn the camera off and see if I can get the driver's side lined up and see if I need to take my fender off and you know, that kind of stuff. And if I do have to take the fender off, I will wait till Wednesday, because it's about noon right now. I think I don't have my phone with me, but it's about noon right now, and I could probably get it done, but there's something else I need to get done today also, and that's going to take a little while. So let me turn the camera off and get this up inside the well and see if it's going to be easy or if it's going to be a little pain in the butt or what. But I'll come back with you. Please remember to subscribe to my channel. I appreciate it. Thanks. Well, as it turns out, it's pretty easy to line it up, but I do need to remove the fender flare before I install it. So I need to take my light thing off first, then unbolt the fender flare. I decided to go ahead and try to get this done today, and the other thing I had to do can wait. I'll do it some other time. I got a visitor on my roof. Hi kitty kitty, hi kitty. Anyway, I need to get my Phillips and take those fender lights off first. I'll come back when I've made some progress. Okay, what I've done so far, I had my homemade light bolted right here. I unbolted that. I had the wire zip tied together in a coil until I figured out how much room I was going to need with the fenders. But after I get this all done, I'll zip tie back together, and maybe I'll show you all that part too. But I have about six or seven bolts that I need to take out, and they are a 5mm Allen and a 13mm wrench behind here, and those were kind of a chore to get in, so I don't know if I'll film me trying to put those suckers back in. But I'll come back to you when I've made more progress. Thanks for sticking around, guys. Okay, I have found a few problems. Take this and show you what I mean. This sleeve right here goes inside here. I have to take advantage of this hole for the liners. So I don't know how hard that's going to be to get back in there, because this is for the fender flares. This other hole over here is for the liners. So it may be a bit of a chore to get this back in there. I'm not sure. Also, the fender flares need that bolt, that bolt, that bolt, that bolt, and this bolt. This one will be easy. This one's going to be a chore. This one's not going to be very much fun. These two should be fairly easy, and this one should be easy too. And then this one down here for the flares also. But one thing that was going to be impossible. So I decided to, I've got this thing that came off of the Jeep. It's a capture nut, because this nut goes to this bolt into this hole. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stick this capture nut back in there, and there it is right there. I've already tested this bolt for the nut that's captured, and it'll work. I sprayed it with a little WD-40 because it's been on the Jeep for 10 years, 11 years. So, this job is not going to be a lot of fun, but it's still fairly early. Excuse me. But if there's a will, there's a way. I may have to turn the tire all the way wide left to get to this. I don't know yet, probably. Either that or take the tire off, put it on jack stand, and so I'll have more room to work over there. One way or another, I'm going to get it done. I'm going to put this back on the tripod and I'll come back to you. Okay. This is not going to be fun, but wish me luck. Okay. It would be a lot easier without this tire in the way. And if I can see what I'm doing. Come on, darling, thread in there. They say you should use 2 people for this, but I don't have anybody else here. And I want to get this done today. So, son of a biscuit eater. I'll come right back. Okay. Give this another try. Got that one. That one. That one. That one. 1, 2, 3, 4. I seem to be missing 2 bolts. Okay. What I'm going to do, seems like I need another bolt just like this. So I'm going to look in my nut and bolt drawer and see if I can't match this up 2 times. Okay. I spent about a minute looking through my spare bolts drawer, and I don't find anything with fine threads. So I'm going to do just the driver side today, and I'll go to the depot or Lowe's and pick up 2 bolts and 2 fine thread bolts, and see if I can't do the passenger side tomorrow. But I'm pretty sure I can get the driver side done today. So let me give this another shot. I do wish I had some help. Come on, thread in there. No, that's a mistake anyway. think I have a bolt that I took the old fenders off. Let me look for those bolts real quick. I'll come back. Okay, sweet. I got lucky. I found the bolts that I saved when I took the original liners out. And they are 11 millimeter. Let me get my little wrench. My little socket. Sweet. All I have to do is just paint the nut. And I can do whenever I get it fully installed, if it's visible. I don't have any depth perception in my eyes because I really only got one good eye. Okay. Now for these parts, they're going to be in the way of the maybe they won't be in the way. I'm still going to have a time getting a nut on it though. Dadgummit. Let me find my socket. I'll be right back. Okay. There's actually only one way to put this on, so you won't get confused, because I got confused. Shit. I think that's supposed to go behind the fender, the flare, the liner. So, what I'm going to do, if I want to get this installed correctly, let's try that first. Whoa. Now, let me bring y'all in for a closer view of what I'm up against. Okay, this part right here is actually for the other side. This side's, I've already got it in there, but it needs to go behind the liner. So what I'm going to have to do is try and pull the liner out a little bit, and I'm sure it would be helpful if I undo those, and I will. And this thing's in there like that right now. I'm going to have to turn it that way and get it to line up with this hole, and then tighten everything back down. But let me go ahead and loosen these other bolts, and I'll come back to you. Thanks for hanging in there. Okay, the other bolts are loose enough to move the fender a little bit. So again, this thing is in there like so, but it's actually hanging down. So I need to turn that up, get this behind the fender flare, and put the other bolt in, and tighten everything back down. I think it's going to be a royal chore to get the other sleeve. There's a sleeve in here. This goes inside of here, matches up with this, and matches up with the hole I had to drill in the sheet metal on the other side. So something tells me that's not going to be any fun at all. Okay, let's see if I can't get this thing turned. Hang on. Okay. Okay. You know what? As long as I've got it apart, let me grab some thread lock. I figure it's going to be this much of a chore to get this done. Put a little thread lock on there. Even though it does have a lock washer. Lined up right. It's lined up to me. Come on. One thing I didn't think about, my fender flare rides in this channel right here. Shit. I hope I'm not going to have to cut a slot in it for that fucking nut. Oh shit, I sure am. Dadgummit. Instead of doing that, one thing I'm going to do, I'm going to drill a hole right here. Because this nut's actually long enough to go through the metal on the fender. And it sits right there. If it's not one thing, it's another. I need to bolt the fender back on to where I know exactly where to drill that hole, and I'll come back to you. It's starting to sprinkle again, so I might be winding up doing this Wednesday, but hopefully today. Okay, let me show you guys what I did. This bolt hole is for the fender liner, for the fender flare itself. This one is for the fender flare, fender liner, excuse me. And the idea was, since the bolt right here sits in the channel for the fender flare, I wanted to get this thing to seat right in there and sit flat, and I needed to get a bigger hole to do that. I could have just drilled the hole straight through and hopefully hit the mark, but this way, I don't know, it just seemed easier to me, so that's what I did. Okay, I'm gonna put the camera back on the tripod and see if it fits, and if it does, I will spray the inside of this hole with some rust-proof paint and go from there. Let me put this back on the tripod. Hang on, I'll be right back. Okay. Wish me luck. Oh man. Well, Let me get another bolt in to make sure. Loosen that a little bit. Okay, it's not in the right place, so let me show you what I'm up against. Right here. Nuts. I was a little bit off on where I drilled the hole. And in order to get this bottom one to line up, right here, I need to take a little bit more off this side. And I'm not sure, it probably, if I use the same bit I used, it's going to make it wider on this side too, and I don't really want that. So what I think I'm going to do is I guess I could use it. No, I can't use this. I can go from the other side and use the jigsaw and cut a little bit more out in this area right here, because this ain't gonna work the way I had thought it might. Anyway, trial and error. It'll look all good whenever it's done, because I'll paint it up and nobody will notice. The only person you know will be me and, well, now you. Okay, I'll come back to you whenever I get something else done. Thanks for hanging in there. Okay guys, I had a a change of plans. Instead of making that whole spigot, I found a flat washer in my box, and it looks like it's just right. So what I'm going to do is take the fender completely off, take that bolt out, put this bolt in, put the fender back on, and then put this bolt and try to bolt it like that before I decide to cut more. And if that works, I'll just take some rust-proof paint and spray this area right here and go for it from there. God, I hope this works. Take the fender completely off, and I'll tell you what, let me get something done and I'll come back with you. So this video is not quite that long. Alright, thanks. Okay, I went ahead and sprayed the inside of this drilled hole with some Rust-Oleum, but I didn't spray it from both sides. Let me I'll come back to you. Okay, the inside of the hole I just drilled in the fender seat, I guess you want to call it, is sprayed with rust paint. I actually found a different washer. Oh, come on. Okay, I found a little bit smaller washer where I could take the factory flat washer off. I just used this one. Let me see if I can get this thing lined up. Come on. Let me get this thing threaded and I'll come back and I'll let you know about how long it took me to thread it. Hang on. Okay, that one bolt over there because how the fender itself is like, say, 1/8 of an inch thick. It made, and the inside piece is probably a little bit more than 1/8, and that made we really needed a bolt about a 1/4 inch longer. But what I had to do, I had to take the whole thing off and take this part off, take this part off, put this part on first, and slide this other part back up underneath the liner and get those bolted down. They're not tight yet. There's still some other little things I want to tighten up, but this bolt is in, not tight. That bolt's in, that bolt's in, that bolt's in, that bolt's in. Still need to figure out how to do this bolt, and I may wind up leaving it out, and I need to figure out how to do this bolt. Now this is the one where the sleeve goes on, so I may have to get somebody else to help me and reach around behind here to put the nut on after the sleeves in between here. So it's definitely a two-person job, and some of these bolts I had to take a piece of tape to the top side of the wrench, put the nut on, and this is for the fender itself, and stick that up through there and kind of feed it on. And it was a bit of a chore, and you know, I did that when I originally put the fender on, and I forgot that I did that, so I had to rethink how I was doing things today and get that put on like that. But there's one that I don't see any way I'm going to get to it, and that's the one right up here in the corner. I might be able to get to it if I take the headlight socket out and go to it like that. Heck, I don't know yet. But I've made a lot of progress in the last 20 minutes. I'm going to turn the camera off and tighten all the bolts down, and I'll come back and give you a final view of today, minus this one bolt and that one bolt, because I'm not doing enough today because I need help. Alright, hang with me. Okay, I'm going to take the camera off the tripod and give you the best view as I can. All these bolts are tight. That one, those two, there's one right there, there's one there, there's one there, there's one there, one that goes there, but I can't get to it yet, and there's one there. All those bolts are tight, and then there's this to hold the liner in place, this to hold the liner in place, and it seems pretty solid. I need to make sure these two bolts right here are tight, but I can do that right now. And I also still need to reattach my side marker light, and I've got just enough wire to do it, so I don't have to zip tie it to another wire to hold it in place, but it'll be fine, because whenever I made the extension, I made it a little bit longer. This wire actually goes up behind here and then up to here somewhere, but I actually made my side marker lights. Cost me about I don't know, 12-15 bucks for the light, the aluminum angle, and all the nuts and bolts and everything. And I spray painted it a little bit, but anyway, it goes right here. And I did do a video on that too, if you like to go see it, just in case you have flat fenders that don't have liners, that don't have side marker lights, because I had to give them up when I got rid of my factory fenders. But anyway, the final view. I don't think I'm going to film myself doing the other side. I'm not going to do it till Wednesday anyway. But what I will do is, before I post the video, I'll come back and give you a final look at it. This side's actually more, vulnerable to crap flying up from the road. There's two hoses right there that could get punctured. There's a little bit more stuff in here that needs to be protected. But the direction said do the other side first, so that's what I did. Again, this is fender liners from Hooke Off-Road. If I can't turn this upside down. There we go. Hooke Road. www.ubox/offroad.com, and I want to say they were like $140, $150 for the front liners. I don't plan on doing the back. You know, I don't really think I need them. I just do need to make sure I keep the inside there clean. Other than that, I don't think I need them. You know, I may sometime down the road go do it, but as for right now, I don't need it. But anyway, this is a final look. As soon as I get the other side done, I'll go over everything once again, and before I post it, I'll do all that. But anyway, I'm gonna put this little headlight, this little side marker light on, then I'm gonna call it quits for the day. I need to get something to eat and play with the dog, take the dogs for a walk. They might be sitting here in the window. Nope, they're not. They're outside playing. Anyway, let me quit rambling, and want to ask you guys one more time to subscribe to my channel, share the video, and leave me a comment if you like. Everything helps in trying to grow my channel. I will talk to y'all next video I do. I do have the video of me putting my rear bumper on, and it's sitting there on the computer, and I haven't had time to put the video together, but I will pretty soon. Anyway, you guys stay safe. Go get your COVID shot. Today is the 15th of March. Wow, time's flying. I've been retired now for a year and 2 weeks ish. Anyway, like, share, and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Thanks. Have a great day. Okay, the inner fender liners are done. If you're going to put fender liners and you already have your fender flares on there, take the fender flares off first. It'll make it so much easier. I had to drill one hole through the fender flare flange that mounts to the Jeep to stick this bolt through, and there was already indentation on the rubber seal because the fender was already on there, and it made it simple. And when I did the other side, I didn't even think about it, so I had to drill a little bit bigger hole. But that's my Hooke Road fender liners and my barricade fender flares. That's the passenger side. On the driver's side, I just need to secure this wire a little bit better with the zip tie. Right now I can't find them, but I know I have them. Excuse the traffic noise. This bolt on the other side was simple to put in, so I think I can get that bolt in there. It's a sleeve that's about 2 inches long that goes on the inside here, and then you got to stick your hand up behind the thing, put the bolt on it. Then tighten it down. It was a lot easier than it looked. So I'll do that later, and I'm not going to bother to show it to you. But anyway, that's my fender liners and my fender flares. I want to ask you guys to subscribe to the channel and like, share. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.